no more logical place to talk about a dive watch than from a Geneva hill looking back at Lake Geneva. We're talking about the TAG Heuer Aquaracer 1000, which is the Superdiver. This is a completely different take on an Aquaracer for TAG Heuer. Now, you're used to these kind of watches from other brands, watches that go 1,000 meters deep. But for the Aquaracer, this is a real change to the way that it comes together, the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it fits. Let's get into it. Now, this 1,000 meter professional tool is ISO certified for saturation diving and harks back to the spirit of the uber cool 1,000 meter diver and super professional models from the 80s. You might remember those, but with a design language that is much more in line with the modern 300 meter model. Now, naturally, to go 3.5 times deeper than a standard 300 model, there need to be some adjustments to the size and to the height of the watch. And we are seeing a 45mm diameter watch with a height increase of 12.2 millimeters on the 300 meter model to 15.75 on the new 45mm Superdiver. What about the lug to lug? The design team couldn't tell me that on the spot, but they did tell me that lug to lug is not their only determining sort of focus when it comes to how a watch that is designed for actual deep diving, 1 kilometer deep, how that's going to feel on the wrist. And that is not just the lug to lug measurement, but also how the slope of the lugs fit the wrist. I can confirm with a 7-inch wrist that this watch sat very comfortably. You can see it right now in this image. And you will note that there is practically no gap between the bracelet connecting to the case and my wrist. Also well thought through by the R&D team. So enormous amount of work by TAG Heuer to make this very deep diver, properly technical professional dive watch, something you can wear on a daily basis. On the wrist, this watch is definitely there. It is a heavy piece and it is a significant width across the wrist, but that's comforting because you're not choosing a watch here that can handle a splash or a shower or even a swim in the pool. You are choosing a watch here that can dive to the very deep parts of the ocean. Let's also talk about the aesthetics of this watch. My favorite detail is the bezel. This is an orange and black ceramic bezel, but you will note there is no gloss. This is a lovely, matte, baked-in ceramic that sucks in the light. And in the product presentation, I drew comparisons to other ceramic bezels in the market, and the design team were very focused with this watch to create the most matte ceramic possible, and it's very appealing. An interesting fact about this watch is that the wrist feel and the haptics and also the sound from the bezel took them 10 prototypes to master. So when you turn that bezel and you hear the particular click or tick sound, that's something that this team fussed over for probably far longer than was actually reasonable, but the result is good. Turning the case on your wrist, you will see a rectangular helium escape valve. And turning to the dial, a highly visible and mammoth-sized arrow hour hand, which glows green versus the minute hand's blue. The addition of a crown guard also protects your crown from shifting when you are diving, which is a disaster waiting to happen. The movement powering this watch is the TAG Heuer exclusive caliber TH30/30 by Kinesi, which is COSC certified. The whole package comes in a waterproof case, complete with rescue diving torch. The Aquaracer Professional 1000 Superdiver is a welcome return, TAG Heuer, to the technical professional dive watch realm. There are other watches that dive this deep from big box brands, but none at this price point that we know of. So this is a proper piece of kit, and it looks just as attractive and modern as the 300 meter Aquaracers and 200 meter Aquaracers that are currently storming the planet.